Welcome, folks, to the official race here on iRacing. We happen to be broadcasting today as part of our quality control sessions to double check our broadcast and our quality of our stream. We happen to be joining a fixed truck race. Oh, it's an open truck race here at Talladega. We have our starting lineup gridding up right now. We have Seth Grover on the pole, Larry McClellan in second in the 15 truck, number 3 in the third position, Jacob Reeves. Fourth, Travis Hoke in the 16. Davis Whittington in fifth in the 23. Maximilian Proto in the 17 in the sixth place. Jeff Hooper in seventh. Aaron Wilson in eighth. Jeremy Gates in ninth. David Gage in 10th. Maxime Federi in 11th in the 26. And Brayson Riddle in the 24 car in 12th position. In 13th, Patrick Sayes in the 19, Christian Dobler in the 25 and 14th, Jared Mogard in the number 1 car in 15th, Jerry Masaic in the number 2 car in 16th place. Number 17th, Edward Alito. 18th is Shane Posey. 19th, Jerry Legrand. Cody Morgan in the 20th. Matt Swope with iRacing Motorsports in the 13 car in 21st. 24th and 22nd is Jeremy Morvek, and 23rd, JB Craighead, and the 24th position, Adam Brockway. Chad Jaws in the 25th place, and Edward Kane in 26th rounds out our field. Well, here at Talladega, the temperature today for weather, it's at 89 degrees. Our track temp is 104 for this 2.65 mile track. We will have, I think it's a 60-lap race, but we'll get the details as we go forward. The lights are off on the pace car, and we are getting ready to go live. Pace car is down. Cars are forming up and coming to the stripe. Green flag here at Talladega. Already 3 wide here as we go into turns 1 and 2. With 50 laps here. Got some very aggressive riding. We take a look back through the field. Making it through our first lap, relatively unscathed here at Talladega. The field continues to try and find its line and find its position. And 4 wide as we come through the back stretch here. Currently our leader is Seth Grover. And the 4, and also we're kind of battling with the 23 as it's low line against high line. With this 50-lap race, the key really here is to be careful and cautious. At Talladega, like all of the super speedways, we're always waiting for that one big wreck to happen. Some great racing early on here in this group. We're seeing some good, tight, clean racing amongst these drivers. That low line has continued to stay together and form up nicely. The high line, along with the 96, the 12, and the 21 are doing a great job of keeping pace. One car that's got maybe some technical difficulties blinking up in the high line there. Just some great tight racing here at Talladega in these trucks. The 4 with Groover and the 3 with Reeves have definitely teamed up well to do a great job with Reeves pushing Groover around. And they've taken a pretty good advantage over that high line with the 21. That's almost a half a second delta between the remains of that high line and the forming up of the low line. Some good tight drafting amongst these drivers. Clearly that trio of Groover, Reeves, and Riddle have made a significant advantage here. Riddle on the board is a 24, but the truck paint is a 96. Typically you'll see that difference here in our broadcast when we are looking at what's painted on the vehicles and what iRacing shows in the board. Just some good tight racing with this front pack. Well, that's 5 down and 5 successful laps in the books for these drivers. A good clean race so far. We've seen some definitely the top group of Groover, Reeves, and Riddle have jumped out to a solid tandem bit of a trio of drivers here, and just great success. That outside line is starting to try and form up again, and we'll see how successful they are over the next lap or two as they begin to form up. They've got 5 cars up there leading with the 10. Oh, it looks like the 96, which is the 24 of Riddle, jumped out of line and jumped up to the high line, possibly to help out those guys. But now the 10 car, which is actually the 5 car on the board of Kane, has filled in his place nicely and has taken over that position as the 3rd car in that front pack. But this Highline has done a good job of forming back up and is looking like it's going to challenge the lead. Whoa, whoa, we've got a wreck. Here it is amongst the leaders too. Wrecking, caution, caution all over the field. We've got damaged race cars everywhere. Well, this should definitely change up the field. Goodness, let's go back and see if we can see that initial incident that caused this to occur. See if yeah, it looks like the 4 car was tapped by the car behind him, the 3, and that just sent this melee just everywhere. I think it may be easier to talk about the cars that were not involved in this wreck because pretty much, with the exception of just a few, they all got some kind of damage. There are a few takers coming onto pit road. Probably a good bit of the field coming in right now for some fuel. They will have to refuel. Apparently there was an incident at the end of pit road. Got some folks taking tires, most people taking tires and fuel. Still have the 4 car on the track right now, but it is definitely struggling. Car has elected to stay out, and I'm not sure how long he can stay out with that kind of smoke billowing out the back of his truck. I guess that engine is not going to last long. So we're still under the yellow flag at lap 9 of 50 here. Looks like they've been given the information. There's 1 lap to go. I'm assuming they'll be forming up here. Lights are off on top of the pace car. That's a good indication if it's time to go back to green flag racing. We currently are showing Maxime Fendi on the pole, well, in first position, with JB Craighead in second, Shane Posey in third, Jeremy Gates fourth, Jeffrey Hooper in fifth, Jacob Reeves in sixth, Travis Hoke in seventh, Aaron Wilson in eighth, Maximilian Perdol in ninth, Chad Jaws in 10th, Edward Kane in 11th, and Matt Swope in 12th. We are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. You know, at Talladega, once you come off of turn 4, there's an extended period of time before you can get to the stripe, which is past the tri-oval, and it's just a long ramp up before you can take that green flag again. Like our pace car is down, and we're about to go back to green flag racing here at Talladega. Here we go. Green, green, green. The 26 car continues. That's Maxime Fedeli in the lead. On the outside, that's the 20 car of Craighead. They're going back and forth as these lines begin to reestablish themselves. High line versus low line. Typically, the high line has been more successful here with the trucks. And now Craighead has now dropped down to take over that low line first position, and he brought along the 7 car of Gates. Gates is running that Chick-fil-A car in second place, the number 7 car. And that low line has formed up pretty solidly. Oh, there was a car running on the apron there, trying to get back, I'm sure, to pit road. That may have been the 4 car who we saw earlier with all those engine issues. Thank you for joining us today. If you're tuning in, this is the IWM Broadcast Network, actually broadcasting an official race here on iRacing. This is the Truck Series, and this is Talladega Superspeedway. This is an official race. It's an open setup, and we've got an iRacing Warrior team member in here. That's Matt Swope. He's currently running in 15th place. Tuned in, you're seeing some very good racing here amongst these drivers. We've got some excellent battles that have been happening across the field, and some great teamwork going on, whether teammates or not, between these 2 car tandems. Seen them switch off as in the first few laps, and again here we've seen that 20 car being pushed successfully by that 7. That outside line just does not seem to be successful in forming up. This is an in-car, in-truck view from the number 20 car of JB Craighead. Looks like JB is looking for some sponsorship for that truck. It's all green and no sponsors logo. So if you want to sponsor a truck, reach out to JB. Just 2 takers of that outside line right now. That's the 23 car of Whittington. And the 68, although his truck is a 68, I'm not quite sure what his actual number is. So you can see some of the gymnastics and the gamesmanship here as that low line moved up a bit to try and stall off the high line a little bit. They were somewhat successful in that. It's interesting because the lower line has not truly formed up well beyond the 2-car lead, and of course we're seeing some suffering here in the high line as well. It's become almost a free-for-all with 34 laps to go. Take a spin back through the rest of the field just to see what's happening in the rest of the field. Taking a look at Matt Swope in that 82 iRacing Warriors Motorsports truck. That's working hard with a group of trucks that are back there now to maintain race pace and keep up with this. Probably a safe place to be with 33 laps to go. There's a lot of action that could happen in front of you, and best to not be a victim of someone else's circumstance. Back at the front, J.B. Craighead continues to lead, followed by the 7 car of Jeremy Gates. They have continued to hold off that high line forming up successfully and have moved out to a little bit of a gap, but a little accordion up and down here at Talladega. The 15 truck on the apron there. Larry McClellan. Larry's a lap down here. Guess he was involved in an earlier incident. Our leaders continue to be Craighead in the 20 and Gates in the 7. Very little movement on the high line, although they were joined by another truck to try and help them. That's the '18 of Wilson, who is on the outside line, along with the 23 and the 68. We've got some cars down on trucks on down the apron on the back. I guess they're going in for, yep, they are pitting. So it was like the 12 car, the 9 car of Shane Posey, the 11 car of Jeff Hooper, and the 12 of Cody Morgan have elected to pit at this stage. That may be a good strategy. We aren't really sure exactly what the fuel mileage is with these trucks here, but 30, 35 laps kind of sounds about right. So if they ran successfully through their fuel and stayed out in the first attempt, that first yellow flag that we had back around lap 7 or 8, that would make perfect sense. So we're beginning to see others pop into the pits. The 3 car of Jacob Reeves has come in, and now we are on lap 22 of 50 with 29 laps to go. Well, thank you for tuning in today to the IWM Broadcast Network. Again, I'm your host, Rick Sousa, and we are here broadcasting something a little unusual for us. This is an official race here on iRacing. This is the trucks, the C trucks for iRacing here. This is an open event. We're using this to fine-tune our broadcast and to make any changes as we begin to broadcast a number of leagues here over the next, starting over the next few weeks. Glad you tuned in. What you've joined is the official race with the trucks here at Talladega. It's a 50-lap race with the C class, which is the trucks here in the NASCAR series. Got a number of experienced drivers here. This is the top split amongst the drivers. And our leader, JB Craighead is our leader, followed by Jeremy Gates in the Chick-fil-A number 7, followed by Maxime Federer in the 26, Edward Kane in the 5, Travis Hoke in the 16, David Whittington in the 23, and Aaron Wilson in the 18. Now, if those numbers don't match what you see on the broadcast, that's unfortunately the difference between a car with custom paint and the driver not updating his number in iRacing so they would actually match. But we'll try to point those out to you as best we can. A little change of the lead here a minute ago. The number 20 of JB Craighead moved up to the outside, allowing the 7 car to take over the lead of this race. Now the 7 is getting a very good push from the 26 of Federer. And that outside has pretty much broken down. They're probably an attempt. The 10 had a pretty good run coming out of turn 4 and slingshotted up to the outside lane looking for a partner, but I'm not sure if the single car that was in the Hylon is able to catch and close that gap. It's going to be a little bit... Oh, and just like that, the 10 is back on the lower line, leaving the 18 out all by himself. It'd be hard to maintain race pace from that outside lane with no help, but unfortunately I don't think the 18 is getting much assistance out there. No one has jumped back up to help, but sometimes we'll see that maybe off a run, off turn 4. We'll see if that forms up a bit. This is your leader, Gates in the Chick-fil-A number 7, crossing the start-finish line. "24 laps to go here at Talladega. Looks like there's a lap car that the leaders are coming on. Hopefully that lap car will figure out the best place for him to go. He's about to get run over by the field. And he continues to stay on the low line, causing the field to have to go around coming out of turn 4. That has certainly impacted the line of the entire field as he stays on the low line and cycles back. That was the 15 car of Larry McClellan, who caused the leaders to move over and pretty much move the field around as he tried to find a place to come back in the pack. Back with the leaders, we're continuing to be shown the way around by Jeremy Gates in the number 7 Chick-fil-A, followed by the 26 of Fennelly, the 5 of Kane, which is actually the 10. And on the outside, we've got the 18 of Aaron Wilson. A good, clean race here at Talladega. Hopefully I'm not jinxing this field now. We've got 22 laps to go here, and we have certainly seen some great racing amongst these drivers. Alongside with Jeremy Gates in the number 7 Chick-fil-A car. As our front pack hasn't changed much. The 7, the 26, and the 10 on track, the 18 car. And Wilson on the outside, who has surprisingly been able to maintain that position with very little assistance. You would think with a little bit of help, if you're another driver, you're seeing this, you would jump up. You'd almost want that 5 car of Kane or the 10 car on the broadcast to move up and see what they could do as a group. 20 laps here to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. Again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This is the IWM Broadcast Network. We're here to broadcast league racing here on the iRacing network. And here is something a little bit different. As I said earlier, this is an official race that we're jumping in here and just demonstrating our capabilities, our broadcast stream quality. We are streamed live to 4 separate channels. We stream to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So if you have a league that you're interested in having broadcast, you can reach out to one of us on that platform or on Discord, and we'd be happy to talk with you about broadcasting your league. Oh, lots of changings of position here. With 19 to go, you've seen the 00 on the board, but the number 1 on the tower of Mogard has now moved up into the second position. And that 18 has finally come down and basically given up the outside line. Now you've got Jeremy Gates and Jared Mogard, now 1 and 2 with 18 laps to go here at Talladega. Riding along with Jared Mogard here in second place behind the number 1 place, Jeremy Gates, in that Chick-fil-A number 7. With 17 laps to go, this has become a single line draft. Jump back out and see if their outside line is beginning to form up. Well, a few drivers have taken it to that outside line to try and make a move. We have seen some other moves through the pack. Our top 10 is Gates in the 7, Mogard in the 10 on the 00 on the track, 1 on the board, Edward Kane in 3rd, Chad Jaws in 4th, Aaron Wilson in 5th, David Whittington in 6th, Maximilian Pertl in 7th, and Matt Swope has now moved up to 8th. We've got a few folks on pit road topping off our fuel. Travis Hope, Maxime Federer, and J.B. Craighead both came in for fuel. With 16 laps to go. We've got everybody coming down onto pit road. It's going to be a wild pit road. Pretty much the top 11 have come in to get fuel. And except for Aaron Wilson and a few others, that was it. They just took a gas and go, and now they are out, heading off of pit road and getting back on the track. Well, that really has shaken up the board. We'll have to see how this round of fuel-only pit stops have affected the overall event. Let this lap shake down, and then we'll take a peek and run back through the board, and we'll also see on the where we are with the leaders. So right now, on top of the leaderboard, you've got Jeff Hooper, Jeremy Reeves, Shane Posey, Maximilian Roll, and Jeremy Gates, who I expect to come in now for the last time Jeremy Gates has seen pit road was on lap 8, so he is due. He is more than due. That's the 7 Chick-fil-A car back here. I expect to see him on pit road fairly soon. Other than that, our current leaders, Jacob Reeves, Shane Posey, Jeff Hooper, those top 3 were last on pit road on lap 20. Behind them, Edward Lido, Matt Swope, and Jared Mogard. That group saw pit road on lap 35. So I guess the leaders are currently probably hoping for a caution so they can grab fuel under yellow flag conditions. And we'll see how this shakes out with 13 laps to go here at Talladega. So our lead group of Reeves, Posey, Hooper, those folks are definitely almost a 9-second lead over the 4th, 5th, and 6th place for the rest of the pack. Question is, can they make it on the fuel they got? Only time will tell us. With 12 laps remaining here at Talladega. We'll jump back to our second group. We've got 2 solid lines formed up with this group as they try to get back to and 3 wide through the tri-oval as this group tries to get back to the leaders. This group pretty much took their last pit stop around lap 34, 35. Whoa, and they are wrecking. Caution with 11 laps to go. We could we'll jump back and see if we can identify exactly what happened and where. Good timing with the broadcast team and identifying exactly where this event took place. So I'm thinking as we're walking through here, we saw that 26 car, which is being closely followed by that 17, got out of shape. Yeah, I think the 17 ran into the 26 and the 8, causing him to come right down into the 82 of Matt Swope. The cars got away with a little damage, but I'm sure we've got some damage on some of those vehicles. Well, we'll catch back up. Pace car is out on the backstretch. We'll probably see some of these folks, especially that lead pack that we saw that of the 3, the 9, the 11 that was last pitting on lap 2021. I'm expecting to see those folks on pit road. We'll see what happens on pit road and what transpires. We don't have a whole lot of race left here. So that was our second caution of the day with 10 laps to go here at Talladega. Want to shake up on pit road. A lot of those guys that were involved in that incident have come back in for any repairs they can make. They can get back out on the track. Lights are still on the pace car, and we're forming back up with only 9 laps left to go. Well, again, thank you for tuning in today. This is the IWM Broadcast Network, broadcasting something unusual. We're covering an official race here on iRacing. We're here to showcase our capabilities and also to bring you something different than our usual league racing. In this race here, we do have one of our IWM Motorsports team members in this event, but at the same time, we're using this to validate our broadcasting capabilities and our setup. So thank you for joining us. Please follow us on one of our 4 platforms that we stream on: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. Stay up to date, like and follow, and be aware of our next broadcast. We've got a number of leagues that have asked us to broadcast for them this season, and you'll see more of our broadcasts as the time and year goes on. So we're here at Talladega. We've got an official race with the Truck Series. We've got 9 laps left to go. This was our second caution. As we cross the stripe, we'll probably see the lights go off on the pace car. And we're about to go back to green flag racing. It's been an enjoyable race so far. We've had very few cautions, some good lead changes, and some battles for not only first place, but throughout the back of the field. As with anything Talladega week here on iRacing and in real life, makes for exciting racing. So at the stripe, we'll go back to racing with 7 laps to go. Currently, we're showing Jacob Reeves in the 3 as our leader. On the outside, we have Posey in the 9. On the inside, 11 of Hooper. And on the outside is the number 7 Chick-fil-A car of Gates. We got the 17 in 5th place. And the number 20 of Craighead on the outside in 6th. Our pace car has dropped off and the field is pacing themselves. And we are about to go back to green flag racing here at Talladega with 8 coming to 7 laps to go. Out comes Digger. On the stripe as we go back to green flag racing here at Talladega. We are already 3 wide into turn 1 with 7 laps to go. If you're going to make a move, you better make it soon because there are not many laps left in this contest. We've already seen that 7 car move out. That low line has formed up tight between Reeves and Posey. Wide. Oh, there's lots of movement throughout that field. There's a lot of jockeying for position. That outside line has formed up solidly, and that 20 is pushing the 7 car out front. Oh, and that 7 car has just left his dancing partner and dropped down to the low line with 6 laps here to go at Talladega. Gates took his opportunity to use that high line and leverage his position to get a better run and take over first place. Now the number 20 car of Craighead is using his drafting partner and is getting himself pushed up. Oh, we've got 1 car down on the apron. We got some tight racing up front, 2 and 3 wide here at Talladega in the final 5 laps here to go. 3, 4 wide. That's not a recipe for success here at Talladega. 4 laps. Back to 4 laps at the stripe. Three wide as we cross the line with 4 laps left to go. Gates is now locked in a heated battle with that outside line with JB Craighead on the outside. We are 3 wide with the outside line now forming up with 3 cars trying to make a run at this and make it 3 wide. We're going to be 3 laps to go at the stripe. So the 20 Craighead and the 22 of Jaws are working hard on the outside line. Inside, you've got the 7 and the 3, Gates and Reeves, trying to keep it together there with 3 laps to go. That outside line of the 00 and the 10 trying to form up on the outside, but 3 wide will be tough here. Oh, a lot of movement with the 20. The 23 has dropped below the yellow, and is getting right back into position. It's the 82 car of Swope. He's got some definite damage from that previous wreck. The battle continues out the front. Crossing the line, we're 2 to go. We've got a battle with the 7 car and the 20 car. 20 car wins that battle across the stripe, and now he leaves his dance partner, and now he's down on the low line with Gates. 22 must be thinking, I worked so hard to get you up there, and you abandoned me. All right, fine, it's my time. So hopefully that outside line can get back up together. They can work together and come out to the front. Again, that outside line continues to form up. It's still Gates and Craighead. Craighead leading. Two laps to go. We'll be in our 1 lap to go as we cross the stripe. Whoa, we've got the 3 car in the grass. That's going to get a penalty for him as he goes through, unfortunately for him. It's the car of Jacob Reeves. Back at the front, the 7 car now leads the 20 car. Final lap here at Talladega. It's all or nothing here. Leave it out. There's nothing. Seven car continues to show us the lead. 20 of Craighead behind him, pushing him. That outside line's trying, but there's not much time left. 20 has moved out. It's going to be a battle. They're going to be 4 wide. 4 wide. They're wrecking. It's a mess. Oh my gosh, it's Talladega. Believe it or not, our winner is the 16 car of Travis Hoke. We'll see what the official iRacing board brings back up. Let's go back and take a look at that. That was just... Let's go find that... Well, let's go back just a little bit. All right, a little better view here. We'll try to step through this one pretty slow. It looks like, though, the 9 car turns the 7. They definitely got together a little bit too much. The 7 turns the 9 right up into the 20, the 22. The 7 goes down and wipes out the 17. Let's try to find the... It was a melee. Well, I'd love to say that that is unusual for Talladega, but it's not. That's pretty typical. So let's go to the overall race results here. So Travis Hoke is your official winner in the 16. Maxime Fedeli in 2nd, Edward Leto in 3rd, Jeffrey Hooper in 4th, Jeremy Gates in 5th, David Whittington in 6th, Jerry Legrand in 7th, Maximilian in 8th, Aaron Wilson in 9th, Edward Kane in 10th, David Gage in 11th, Jarrett Mogard in 12th, Craig Morgan in 13th, JB Craighead finishes in 14th. The 15th is Chad Jaws, 16th is Shane Posley, 17th is Jacob Reeves, and 18th is Matt Swopes. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. We appreciate you tuning into the IWM Broadcast Network. I want to thank you for joining us, and like and follow. You can find this on 3 platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks, and have a great day.